Wake up and let's go to the Mindless Morning Show.
Weird Zoom lady voice. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mindless Morning Show. I'm here with my co-hosts,
Good morning.
Dakota, and also these wonderful people. We're doing a Mindless Morning Show first. We are actually recording for the very first time in the morning.
Crazy.
Yeah. And that's because we are joined by these two lovely individuals who are all the way in Venezuela. Whoa. And I mean, we definitely thank you guys for joining us. Both Daniel and Carmen are here, and they are here to talk to us about their company, Hivebound. And well, first off, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing very well.
Awesome.
I am great. Healthy. That is the most important.
Yes, absolutely. And
that's easy as always, huh?
Yeah, and for those watching, Daniel just came out of the Matrix. He has his leather jacket on, just looking fly. So yeah,
You're ready for anything.
Absolutely. Tell us about Hivebound and how you guys started it out.
Well, it's been quite a while actually. Hivebound has been going for a little bit now. It actually started when I was back in Venezuela. I was having, a hard time. And well, I had started actually working online for a while, and I knew that that's where I had to go. So I started this marketing internship with an international agency that turned into a job. I was with them for about a year. And after that, I decided to start my own thing. At the time, it was actually called the NX Gaming. It wasn't Hivebound yet. That's how it started. And it started as myself, and then I started building a team. Little by little, it became, something not huge, but a little big. And we got to work with some pretty interesting people. That's how I met Carmen, actually. I hired her to work at Hivebound a few years ago now. And well, what I actually knew the most about was gaming. So I started there, I started looking for indie games who needed marketing. I saw the opportunity since it was becoming a larger industry. Mm-hmm. And I got lucky, I understand the product very well. I understand the people, and, that led to some pretty good connections, some pretty good work. That's basically how Hivebound came to be. We rebranded after a while.
Nice.
Yeah. And then a little later, we decided to start working on mine. I actually I've always been very interested in development. I studied computer science, actually. And I always wanted to get back to it. The situation didn't allow me to at the time, but once Hivebound allowed me a little stability, then I brought the idea to the team, and Carmen brought the concept for mine.
Nice.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, was a conversation with Daniel about his interest about artificial intelligence. And one day I was creating a marketing plan for one of our clients. And I think about there isn't a real tool that helps us to create a great marketing plan in an easy way and a fast way.
Right.
Because the time is money.
This is true. Very true.
And I have a call with him, and we start with the idea with Mike.
Nice. And yeah, so for viewers and listeners, I actually got a wonderful opportunity to sit down with them, and they basically help build a marketing plan. Now, as a game developer, marketing is one. I mean, as anyone really, marketing is one of the hardest things to do. In almost any industry, marketing is such a pain in the ass, especially if you really suck at social media like me. So, I mean, these guys really simplify it with their system, and I mean, and they do it in such a beautiful way. You get like this beautiful little PDF file of like your stats and what you should do, and they break it down by budget, and a lot of detail goes into it. So it's super exciting that you guys are doing this, and it's very helpful for many. And man, the service, I mean, aside from like just you guys, the service itself, it's fairly cheap and very affordable for people to use and utilize. And I think it's a very exceptional tool for you guys to have, and for anybody. And it doesn't just work with game development, because I challenged them. I used it for the show, used it for the podcast, and because I was just curious. I was like, all right, let's see how we could work with this. And yeah, so far it's been working great. I mean, you guys, when we had the sit down, I think we were at about 240 something subscribers, and just yesterday we broke 300.
Whoa.
Whoa!
And so I could say thank you, Mai. And for those,
You're welcome.
That is very awesome.
when we say
Very welcome.
Mai, it's MAI for Marketing Artificial Intelligence. So that's super cool. I really like it.
Amazing.
So what ultimately gave you guys the idea? I mean, aside from, I know you're in computer science and you know marketing pretty well, between the both of you. What made you guys decide, like, okay, this is the kind of software we want to create?
Well, actually, it was a little funny. The idea, the way Carmen presented the idea was, hey, why don't you make an AI that can do your job? And that really,
I am not lazy. I am not lazy.
But yeah, that got me thinking, that is actually very, very true, and who doesn't want an AI doing their job, right?
Yeah.
Especially once, it can turn a 10-hour job into a 1-hour job, right? I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? And naturally, that's how the concept started, but we don't really want a computer to take over our jobs. That's not the idea at all. So that's why we decided to, we saw that trend, and it doesn't really make sense because a ton of effort goes into replacing a human that's perfectly capable of taking the job, right? That's not, we're not lacking people, right? Instead, if you put all that effort into a software that empowers that human and makes his job more efficient, then you got really something, because a lot more development can go into what really matters about the software, which is handling the analytical part.
Right. So basically, instead of taking the job away, you're enhancing someone's job and making it easier for them to go faster about it, I guess, right?
Exactly. I mean, just
That's
think
awesome.
about it.
That's awesome.
Let's think about some of the biggest technology leaps that we've taken. Your phone, for example. What does your phone do other than empower you? Your phone doesn't replace anybody. And I know there are some gray areas, like the people who, the telecommunication people, how do you call those who answer the phones back then?
Telemarketers?
No, not the telemarketers. Before the regular phones were invented, when someone had to take your call. No, when someone had to take your call and connect you manually to
the operators.
The
operators.
Yeah, the phone operators. Yeah. So sure, technically the phone replaced the phone operator, but it's still meant to empower each and every person with a phone. You can do everything faster, you can do everything more comfortably, and that's why it has stayed on the market and it won't go. What are we getting? Computers that look more like phones and everything.
Yeah.
I do miss the old school style phones. I mean, now we just got these little plain old rectangles. Like, I kind of miss like the cool
It
phones,
is a
like
little boring, right?
the
flip
sidekick.
switch. Well, yeah, the sidekick, dude.
Flips the screen up, or even the Motorola Razr. That like you
Yeah.
were a cool kid if you had.
I would say the Razr or sidekick, man. If you had those as a kid, you were cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's just get the latest and greatest, and they're all the
Yeah.
same with like two enhancements. So, I mean that's really awesome. And I mean, honestly, the software is great, and I'm
Thank you.
very excited to see like it really blow up for you guys.
Oh, we hope so.
But tell us a little bit about yourselves, like your guys' backgrounds. Anyone at all.
Well, I'm from Valencia. It's a little city in Venezuela. I have a bachelor degree in music education. And this year is my graduation in a master's degree of educational research.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, my first job, thank you. My first job was in an orchestra, playing the violin and viola and teaching that instrument.
Oh.
Well, with the everything about the crisis here in Venezuela, I see a lot of young people start immigrate of the country, and I think, should I immigrate too? But I start working online, and I applied for a scholarship with an educational online platform here in Latin America. Its name is Platzi, and they give me the scholarship, and there I started to study community manager, content marketing, influencer marketing, marketing for video games, and I had the opportunity that with Daniel to work at Hype. And there I started as a copywriting and with PR too. And Hivebound started growing. And Daniel gave me the opportunity to be the PR leader of that department. It was a great opportunity. And he gave me also the opportunity to be the co-founder of mine. That's an idea, but I'm working with him in every step of the process.
Nice. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm from Valencia as well, but funny thing, we didn't meet there. Yeah, I actually, like I told you, I was studying computer science, but I honestly wanted to. My initial plan when I was a teenager was to go into full research, deep research of artificial intelligence and stuff like that. Then reality started to hit. And I realized that for a Venezuelan person, that wasn't a realistic choice. I mean, there's always the chance, but are you really going to bet your future on that? That wasn't the call I wanted to make. So I decided to leave school and go hard into marketing. I actually had experience in sales because my family is all in sales, and I, always worked part-time with them. And so I thought that marketing was actually a great fit. And since I was very, very lucky because exactly at that time, marketing was becoming all about tech, all about matrix, all about data. So I had a noticeable advantage over the average marketing guy. Having studied computer science, having, done actual 3D mathematics and stuff like that, suddenly marketing metrics are a little simple. So yeah, I mean, I was able to use that to start Hivebound, and well, yeah, that's basically my story. I actually moved to Colombia. Thanks to Hivebound, I was able to get out of Venezuela and establish myself here.
Yeah, and
being
so Venezuela is like there's a lot going on over there, correct? Like not the
yeah,
good kind of stuff either.
no, and with the virus, it's drastic now. It's very, very bad, very bad.
That's a shame. Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm glad you got out of it, and Carmen, we're rooting for you. Get out of there.
No.
Soon.
Yeah. And so, what is your guys' plan for the future of Hivebound and My? Is My going to be the only thing done with Hivebound, or do you guys have other tools that you are looking to develop further down the road?
Well, actually, this basic service that we are releasing now is only the beginning of My. There is a lot of planned development for My already. The first thing we want to do is to take it to other marketing strategists. Right now we are guiding the process and we are handling it ourselves, but naturally this is a tool that every marketing strategy should be able to use. Now, the server work is complicated, and that's where we are right now. We need to start translating this into a platform. Right now we have the core processes all working well, or all have the tests have been going amazing. Everyone has enjoyed the process tremendously.
Nice.
But well, that's just the first step on what My is supposed to do. Ideally, we want My to be able to do way more, to actually handle the entire spectrum of the systematic and analytic part of running a marketing campaign, so the person can actually focus on the creativity completely. Right now, the planning happens, yes, like that, but we also want to start moving into implementation, integrating with platforms like Hootsuite, like MailChimp, so My can actually take all that information it handles and use it more specifically in your particular case, So you just have to drop the creative part of the content, and it handles distribution and optimization by itself. That would be the next step.
That's impressive and sounds like an extremely tall order to fulfill. So, I mean, good luck to you on that. 'Cause that's intense. So essentially what you mean by that though is like they can make their game and then so how would it optimize and distribute content? Like would it actually be posting social media posts for you, sending out the email campaigns, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, how do you handle Twitter, for example? You go and you text, you drop some text, an image, and Twitter takes that and turns it into an actual post that people can see and interact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, you can drop that into My, and My will just add the details to Twitter and tell him when and how to post it. It's not really that big of a leap with what we have right now. That's basically what Buffer does.
Mm-hmm.
The real difference is that My will be integrating your entire marketing efforts. One of the biggest problems that we have right now is the actual internal competition between marketing trends. You all want, if you specialize in email, you want everybody using email, but nobody uses a single strategy on their marketing. That's just not smart.
Right.
And we lack software that actually handles and recommends on a big picture basis, which is what My does.
Wow. It's amazing. I mean, as somebody that is not good at marketing or social media and has tried looking into stuff, like I can guarantee there's all kinds of people that are gonna want to utilize that, because that's amazing.
Yeah, the big picture in the long run sounds
very,
very revolutionary. And I mean, hopefully too much doesn't change by the time you guys get it done, so there's not a whole bunch of changes you have to implement afterwards. But I mean, overall, I think marketing is pretty solid when it comes to social media and all those different types of platforms. That's basically all that's used almost nowadays. At least to my knowledge. I don't know.
Again, we're
It's
about social
not,
media.
you know, we're not really that worried about that because MI is actually meant to learn new trends and to balance its own information so that as campaigns evolve or as trends are made and some channels get more popular, then the recommendations will change as well, right? That's part of why, I mean, it is extremely important to keep up with that stuff and also extremely hard as well. That's one of the perks of managing it through artificial intelligence, that it can handle that for you as well.
So essentially, Hivebound should be renamed to Skynet Marketing.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, you guys have watched Terminator, right? We're doing the right things here.
Yeah, that's true. Same like your story.
Yeah, you guys are the Terminators of marketing. You're killing it over here.
That actually sounds amazing. I know it should be, you know, a little moral discussion, but it sounds so cool.
Yeah, no, throw the morals out the window. This fits. We need this.
This is good.
Yeah, so that's just so crazy. I mean, kudos to you guys. Is this just you two doing this yourselves?
Well, yeah, we have a little help from the Hivebound team. Naturally, we're the ones actually founding and backing the process, the whole development and stuff. Yeah, right now it's the two of us. We would love to get some investors going. It's just so hard.
Yeah,
I hear that. So investors, talking to y'all, hook them up.
Get in on it.
Yeah, I mean that you guys will get your money, investors. Like they'll make it happen. I mean, if there isn't a harder working team, I want to see, but I don't think so, because I mean that what you guys are doing is definitely, I would say revolutionary, just because of the
groundbreaking.
fact, yeah, because marketing, a lot of people suck at marketing.
But, I mean, it's not that a lot of people suck. It's that
It's
there is no
intimidating.
right answer for marketing. You know, you have to try and you have to fail a lot.
Exactly.
You know, and you have to get that data and not see it as a failure, see it as an experiment, and then based on that conduct the next one, and it will most likely fail again.
Yeah.
Until
See, that's the
you do
hardest
that.
part for people.
Yeah, that's very hard for people, and but the truth is that until you do, once you actually get a win, then everything changes. You know, because once you get your first sales channel, everything becomes easier. You can actually use profits from that, and you don't have to take it out of your pocket to build a second one and to grow. So yeah, I mean, it is hard because it is good, and the real issue is that larger companies actually have the budget to test and to fail all they want. You see, and they can just find the perfect marketing strategy for them with brute force. You know, they just try and try and try and take notes and see this is working, this is not. And okay, but money keeps coming in, right? So who cares? An entrepreneur cannot do it that way, right? It is, I mean, basically impossible. He can try a lot, maybe, and he can put a lot of time, but he can never actually be competing with a large corporation that can have a team of 50 people testing stuff every day, right?
Yeah,
True.
That's why AI is so important in this particular aspect, because you don't need a team of 50 people trying stuff every day to get the best recommendation now with the technology that we have. Need mine.
right down. So how long did it take you guys to develop so far?
Well, we've been working on that for about 6 months. Is that right, Carmen? I'm not that good with dates, honestly.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, I was in January.
Whoa. So, I mean, in 6 months' time, and you guys have already accomplished what you have.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were highly motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It seems like it.
I mean, that's awesome. And hopefully you guys can find some investors for sure, because I mean, that what you had said makes total sense, Daniel, about like they have the money, they have the income flow to just test, fail, and keep track, because I mean that's essentially what analytics are built off of, is trial and error. So I mean,
Yep.
so it's a very good point that you bring in. I mean, I'm broke, but I'll throw money wherever I can. I want to invest now. I'm so excited. So and for any of our listeners, definitely check them out. We're gonna have all the links to everything for you guys in the description, so you can check them out. Do you guys have like a area they can donate?
No, we cannot take donations, but we are actually already offering the services on Upwork and on Fiverr. So you can definitely, hiring us would definitely support us.
Cool. So
and you will also get your marketing plan, so win-win.
Yeah, and the marketing plans really are beautiful. So I won't share mine. Maybe I will. Like, I'll just blur out the marketing. But you guys can see the beautiful little layout they got for you. And yeah, I'll get those links from you, Carmen, so I can get those posted in the description as well. But man, awesome. You guys are awesome individuals, and you're doing great things. And I really hope the best for the future of Hivebound and my overall.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys, and I look very much forward to seeing you guys blow up and then come back when you guys are millionaires, right?
Of course. Yeah, we have to, right?
Awesome.
Of course.
And then next time we also need to have Carmen play violin, clearly.
Seriously. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Of course.
Is there, in fact, before we wrap up, is there anywhere they can see you perform? Is there like YouTube videos of you playing the violin or anything?
Yeah, I have YouTube videos.
We will get that link in
Yes, we need to get that.
Awesome. Yeah, we will get that link in the description as well. So thank you guys so much for joining the show, and we really look forward to you guys' success and hope the best for you.
Yep.
You too.
Yep. I second all of that, and I learned a lot today, so appreciate it.
Yeah, and this was the most successful morning I've ever had. Not just on the morning show, but it's just a morning.
I'm gonna go pass back out.
Very productive.
So, awesome. Well, that's it, everyone, and be sure to check them out, and definitely hook them up. Give them, because on Fiverr I know you can give them that little extra tip. Give them a lot of extra tip.
Give them some love.
So
yeah,
awesome.
We would really appreciate that for sure.
So everybody,
Thank you, guys.
stay mindless.
Yeah, thanks guys. Stay mindless.